Analyzing 7166, are apes literal or metaphorical? Sectarian translation of 7166. So when they were insolent about what they were forbidden, we said to them, be apes despised. The traditional interpretation claims that Allah literally transformed a group of people into monkeys for violating the Sabbath. But is this interpretation valid using the Quran as its own dictionary? Step 1. Understanding the context. 6. 163.66 tells a story about a community by the sea. Some members engaged in wrongdoing despite clear prohibitions. When they persisted, Allah commanded them to be apes despised. The sectarian claim is that this refers to a literal transformation. Question: does the Quran support a literal transformation into apes, or does be apes symbolize a mental and moral degeneration? Step 2. Examining the word apes, chirada, in the Quran. The Quran uses the word apes in 3 places. 1. 7:166, be apes despised. 2. 265, you knew those among you who transgressed on the Sabbath, so we said to them, be apes despised. Shall I inform you of worse than that as a recompense from Allah? Those whom Allah has cursed and made into apes, swine, and worshippers of falsehood. Observations. 560 includes swine and worshippers of falsehood. Are we to believe some people were turned into pigs and idol worshippers at the same time? Or is this describing behavioral and moral corruption? In all cases, the punishment follows disobedience and arrogance. The Quran repeatedly links this to debasement of character, not physical transformation. Conclusion: be apes despised equals metaphor for moral degeneration, not physical transformation. Step 3. Quranic usage of kunu in metaphorical contexts. The command be kunu appears in other places in the Quran. Be kunu, apes despised. 3:775, be kunu, righteous. 5:51, be kunu, just. When we intend a thing, we say to it, be, and it is. Observations. In 375 and 551, be kunu clearly does not refer to a physical transformation. In 1640, be signifies a decree, not an instant physical change. Therefore, 66 should be read as a command people to become like apes in their behavior, not a literal transformation. Conclusion: be apes means become like apes in your mentality, ignorant, reckless, and unthinking. Step 4. How the Quran describes corrupt people as animals. The Quran frequently compares corrupt people to animals. They have hearts but do not understand. They have eyes but do not see. They have ears but do not hear. They are like cattle. No, they are even more astray. Or do you think that most of them hear or understand? They are like cattle but even more astray. The example of those who were given the Torah and did not uphold it is like a donkey carrying books. Observations. These verses do not mean that people literally became cattle or donkeys. They compare their behavior to these animals to illustrate their ignorance. 7:166 follows the same pattern. Calling them apes means they became reckless, ignorant, and without self-restraint. Conclusion: the Quran consistently uses animals as metaphors for corrupt human behavior. Step 5. What were they forbidden from? 7:166 says, they were insolent about what they were forbidden. The Quran repeatedly warns against corruption, injustice, and rejecting guidance. Their transgression was not just about a Sabbath law, but about their stubbornness, arrogance, and refusal to submit to truth. Their punishment was to become like apes, mindless, undisciplined, and reckless. Final conclusion. 1. Be apes despised means they became mentally and morally degraded. 2. The Quran never supports a literal transformation into animals. 3. This verse warns against losing wisdom, discipline, and responsibility. Would you like to analyze another animal verse? If so, which one would you like to examine next?